But I've been fucking screaming about this for a year at this point. Since he started talking about the tariff shit, I was like, this is going to have a really long-lasting, damaging impact on global trade. How do you not see that? It's the same principle behind mass deportations. You can't do that because it's like, one, incredibly inhumane, two, logistically impossible to do, and three, would collapse American agriculture overnight. But we're laughing about people being like, hell yeah, make the fucking tariffs 400%, big dog. You're going to be like, I don't get it. It's red and now it's green. What's happening? Donald Trump maybe also could be the first person who's ever done outsider trading as well, which was when he was like, buy now on fucking Truth Social. But if you think that the SEC is going to look into this, you're out of your dang mind, because as we know, the administrative state is completely captive to Donald Trump. There's no regulatory agency that can like go against the big dog at this point. Here, Donald Trump's audio was caught on this video explaining that his billionaire friends made billions yesterday with tariffs and stock market manipulation. The SEC needs to investigate. Yeah, good luck.
This is Charles Schwab. It's not just a company, it's actually an individual. And he made $2.5 billion today, and he made $900 million. That's not bad, because you know he's in financials.
I mean, I get that there's plausible deniability to what he's saying here, right? He could be like, come on, the markets are looking good. You made billions. Robber Baron speedrun. Oh, yeah. NASDAQ call volume spiked minutes before the 90-day tariff pause was announced. Not a good look at all. Yeah, I wonder. Not a good look at all. How did that happen? Chat, how did this happen? Dude, it's so funny. Like I said, it's transparent. The graft is transparent, okay? It's out there, is open, is for all to see. He did this with cryptocurrency first, where he just straight up was like, I mean, he did a fucking crypto rug pull before the day before his inauguration. He did a fucking cryptocurrency launch, okay? It was insane. And then what did he do? He did he's treating the stock market like it's fucking cryptocurrency now. It's just straightforward robber baron shit. And it's funny because like the average American is too busy living paycheck to paycheck to recognize that they're doing this in fucking broad daylight. Okay? And they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're too invested in the fucking podcast sphere and think that like trans people are doing this, you know what I mean? Or they don't even think about this at all. So yeah, when Caroline Leavitt says this is the most transparent administration ever, she's right. Like they are transparently fucking you over. And unfortunately, many people are too invested in the minutia and silliness to actually recognize that they're getting fucked over. Coffeezilla also covered is this market manipulation. We'll talk about that as well. We'll watch this as well, but let's keep going.
What are China's options? Okay, so a couple of things. But what I will say is that we've talked a lot on this show about American consumers and the fact that they are going to suffer in all of this. What I think is also important to note is that the Chinese economy has been suffering for quite some time. They're dealing with slower growth, slower GDP. They have a real estate market crunch.
What the hell-y? Yo, that was crazy. What the hell? What the hell-y? What the heck? That's the internet telling you to stop watching CNN. Bro, it's not the... Ooh, the problem there wasn't me watching CNN. It happened right as I retweeted the Chinese embassy, bro. I swear to God. Chinese embassy, we don't back down. We are Mao Ning, spokesperson for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, says we are Chinese. We are not afraid of provocations. We don't back down. They dusted the old Mao tapes and brought it out. And the Chinese embassy in the U.S. said, we don't back down. And I quote retweeted, I said, they're aura farming with Mao. I'm losing it. And then boom, I got blasted into orbit. Suspicious F right there. Very suspicious F. The CIA hit my stream with the heart attack gun. Thought watching the Clinton News Network. I thought you were apolitical. Don't worry, brother. I'm an American patriot. Are you Chinese CIA? I fucking wish, dude. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? It's called Havana Syndrome. It's called Havana Good Time, chat. All right, let's keep going.
Joining us now, Jason Furman, the former chair of the Council of Economic Advisors and now a professor of economic policy practice at the Harvard Kennedy School. Professor, thanks so much for being with us. So is this a case now of no harm, no foul, the tumult over?
Absolutely not. This is above and beyond what the president campaigned on doing. And at the time, most people discounted those threats and thought he'd only fulfill.
This, surely this is a sign of stability and order when you got a situation where people are like, oh, no one believed his campaign promises. I mean, come on now. Just a normal political process here in the United States of America where you just go, remember when he said tariffs is the most beautiful word in the English language? No one fucking believed him. They thought maybe it's like the 10th most beautiful word in the English language. Oh, man, we all thought he was playing around, dude. Why would you think that? Why would you think that he was playing around? This shit is so goddamn annoying. This cannot be the underlying basis of your political identity where you go, I'm just voting for this guy because of vibes. I hate this. I'm voting for this guy because of the goddamn vibes. I don't think that he's serious or sincere about his policies, or rather, I haven't really thought thoroughly what would happen if he implemented these policies. Like, not to self-glaze too much here, but I've been fucking screaming about this for a year at this point. Since he started talking about the tariff shit, I was like, this is going to have a really long-lasting, damaging impact on global trade. How do you not see that? It's the same principle behind mass deportations. You can't do that because it's like, one, incredibly inhumane, two, logistically impossible to do, and three, would collapse American agriculture overnight. For no reason either, by the way, for no good reason. Like, that's not a real fear that people have. It's just completely unwarranted. It improves nothing. And it's just about being a bad person, being mean for the sake of cruelty in and of itself. It pisses me off. It pisses me off when people are just like, well, I didn't think that he was going to do this. I thought he was just joking. Okay, well, I thought he was going to do this, but I didn't think the impact would be this bad. It's like, well, you're a fucking dumbass then. What do you mean? There are plenty of people who knew that it was going to be bad. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? What the hell is this?
Part of them. Tariffs are still very, very high, and we're about to.
That's a long-winded way of calling Trump supporters stupid. No, Democrats have this stupid dog in them too. There's a lot of people who have this stupidity in them, and it's partially a consequence of, like, I guess, reaping the rewards of living here in the United States of America and having some semblance of stability for so long, despite unstable leadership time and time again. But like, or a lack of confidence in any form of governance actually following through on their agendas. Americans just don't know a world where a politician says they're going to do something and they follow through on it. That's what it is. And they also quite literally do not believe the impact of said legislative agenda until it happens. We saw this. We saw this with the abortion stuff. Every single fucking politician said abortion is murder, abortion is murder. Every single fucking right-wing politician said abortion is murder, abortion is murder. You can't do murder. And then, lo and behold, Roe v. Wade gets overturned after the Supreme Court justices straight up lied to the American public and said it was a super precedent, but then they reversed it, and then everyone was like, okay, some murder is cool, actually. I think we got to do some exceptions for murder. Why did they do that? Why did they all of a sudden go, it's not actually all murder? Some of the murder is awesome. I love when you do the murder, actually. Abortion is murder, but some murder is great. Like, why did they do that? It's because people immediately went, oh my God, I never really thought that if abortion was illegal, that my daughter might need to get an abortion one day. And due to a medical complication, for example, and not be able to get it and die. Like, that's fucked up. That's really bad. I didn't think about this. It's like, why didn't you think about this? It's kind of the whole point. The whole point of why we shouldn't be setting these like erroneous standards for no fucking reason, because it's going to be ultimately harmful. That's like, there are plenty of people who've been yelling about this for years. I've been yelling about this for years. Same shit with the tariffs. Same shit with mass deportation. Same shit now with the erosion of due process and the erosion of the First Amendment. These are concepts that are literally being taken away from all of us right now. And it's alarming, and I keep ringing the alarm bells, but if you ask the average American, they have no ability to understand that this is fucked up. They have no ability to think, well, this might actually harm me down the line. Americans are always playing catch up. Liberals and Republicans alike, liberals and conservatives alike, they're always playing catch up, where they go, oh man, I voted for this guy. I think what he's doing is good. I didn't realize that it would inevitably impact me. Shit, the leopard's eating my face party, always.
Deals about how to not escalate further.
Oh, look at that. After yesterday's pause, I was like, okay, back from the edge, but I'm still worried about recession dynamics taking hold. I didn't think that 24 hours later, we'd be back to staring at this chart of long-term yields. I mean, part of the issue is that I shouldn't even be calling it a pause. It's giga tariffs on China. Yeah, this is what I mean. Yesterday, we all looked at the market being green, and I told you this is an insane moment, okay? This is an insane moment where people are very clearly demonstrating that the stock market does not have the fundamentals baked into it, where very clearly people are just hoping on a dream. They're wish casting for stability when no semblance of stability exists. I told you this. Like, it's crazy. It's crazy to go, yeah, actually, things are fine now because we only have 10% tariffs universally and like 200% tariffs on China, our largest trading partner. That's crazy. What do you mean? What the fuck do you mean the stock market's supposed to normalize in that process? What are you talking about? I don't know. I don't know how so many intelligent people looked at the situation and went, oh, it's rebounding. Finally. Okay. There's a brief moment of respite for 90 days. It's like, no, there isn't. There literally is no respite here. Are you fucking stupid? I mean, I guess the answer is yes. I don't know if it was stupidity, denial, or naivete. It's crazy. Jeff Stein from WAPO says, I know this is an incredibly old and boring point now, but it's remarkable watching how the ostensibly data-driven stock market is driven so heavily by vibes. Shout out to Kyla Scanlon. Nothing has changed from yesterday's surge to today's decline, other than everyone realizing the tariffs on China are now 125%, even though this was known yesterday. That's what I mean. I am not a finance guy. As Stocky correctly pointed out, I don't know shit about the stock market. But the one thing I do know is that it is psychotic to assume that things got better when we are trying to use a hatchet to sever ties with our fucking largest trade partner. Are you stupid that you thought things were going to get better? It is so obvious an indication of the market's irrationality right here with what happened yesterday. And all these dumb fucks posting the green as though it's any indication of where things are going. Like, what are we talking about? You don't have to be a fucking finance bro or even understand market fundamentals to look at the situation and go, hey guys, I know a lot of people have this unfounded confidence all of a sudden because Donald Trump at least backed away from some of the most meaningful parts of his agenda. But things are still pretty bad, don't you think? A quick read of Stock Trading for Dummies would empower the average educated adult with all the knowledge they need to realize how fucked the situation is. VIX and VVIX are diverging from each other, i.e. professionals are out of the market right now and retail traders are not known as the most rational actors in the financial markets. Anyone that says this is coping. You are coping. If you think institutional traders do not also engage in this exact same irrational behavior, you are wrong. You are unimaginably wrong. First and foremost, I don't even believe that retail traders could automatically hit the panic button and cause the market to move in this direction in this decentralized manner where they all just came to the same conclusion. Okay? You cannot do that without institutions. That's number one. Number two, institutional traders also engage in the same exact irrational behavior. The exact same irrational behavior. 100%. So the reality of the matter is the market movements from yesterday to today are not just done by retail traders losing confidence or gaining confidence out of nowhere, whereas like institutional traders, actually institutions themselves like are still solidly on board with the market fundamentals and they knew that this wasn't going to happen, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not real. It's just like beyond cope. You are doing the same. I think you're doing the same, demonstrating the same naivete that I talk about all the time, which is the infallibility of institutions. The idea that like no matter what happens, there's some adults in the room and they're still holding on to the concepts that I learned in my textbooks. Okay? Asma's chat is cheering for the 125% tariffs and wanting to go up to 400%. I love that. They're so stupid. I love that. I love how fucking stupid Asmongold's fan base is. It's amazing. They are unironically bringing out the pitchforks to literally shove it in their own asses. There is nothing funnier to me than watching a bunch of fucking hogs cheering on initiatives that fuck them. Okay? It's funny. I'm sorry. It's fucking hilarious.
Rather than to de-escalate. But now we're starting from triple-digit tariffs on China in the United States, nearly 100% tariffs on the United States in China. It's really, really hard to picture how either of our economies will be able to function, deliver job gains, deliver benefits to consumers in the midst of a very, very extreme trade war. So some which way, someone's going to need to blink, or else we're both.
This is not real. Make showers great again. Go fuck yourself. That's not real. That's funny. Okay. If something goes down 10%, then an up percent, are you back where you started? No, because the decrease is from a bigger number. E.g., 100 minus 10 is 90. Plus 9 is 99. Huh? Down 10%, then up 10%. Then why is your e.g. not 100 minus 10, 90, plus 10, 100? Where'd the 9 come from? Oh my... What is going on? Why would it be plus 10 at that point? Does he think 10% of 90 is still 10? Does he think 10% means just 10 always? Like not 10%, but just 10, the actual number. No, I don't care. No. No. We're not doing this. I can't stare into the abyss. This is like when No. This is like when I watched videos of fucking people being like, how can the mirror see what's behind this towel? I can't do that. I cannot fucking do that. I am not doing that. Stop it. Stop it. There's already enough stupidity that I have to deal with on a fucking daily basis. What the fuck? There's already enough. We're laughing about people being like, hell yeah, make the fucking tariffs 400%, big dog. Yeah, I'll just grind harder. Like, people are like, yeah, make those tariffs 400%. I'll just fucking grind harder. Make the cost of living impossible to survive. I'll fucking survive somehow.
Going into recession.
This is CNN breaking news.
And we begin this hour with President.
I do find it very funny that like everyone is operating with this though. Like liberals did this as well, and now Republicans were doing it yesterday, and everyone just goes, "Oh well, the market's green. That means it's good. Everything is good now." And then when it's red, they're like, "Wait a minute, why is everything red again? What is going on?" It's like, yeah, everything is confusing to you, of course, because you're stupid. Let me fix the problem here, okay? If you consistently look at market movements without any sort of care or consideration to long-term stability or instability, long-term results of the actions that the Trump administration is taking, you're going to be like, I don't get it. It's red and now it's green. What's happening? All the time. There was a brief moment where a lot of the Trumpian guard, the Trumpian vanguard was coming out and being like, obviously, market volatility is not indicative of like what happens in the economy broadly. And it was awesome. It was funny hearing them say things that I've been saying for years, right? Of course, they didn't fucking believe it. And they were just saying it because in the interim, they just wanted to defend Donald Trump. That wasn't a principle that they had. They hadn't thought it through. I'll give you a great example, okay? Here's a great example of how the stock market performance doesn't necessarily indicate long-term stability or health for the overall economy, especially for the working class. Mergers and acquisitions. When big company takes over smaller company and then engages in layoffs and, let's say, lays off 20,000 employees, they call that eliminating redundancy. The stock performance is great in that process. But the reality is 20,000 people just got fucking laid off. Do you think that's a good thing? No, of course not. So clearly, this is, in the most reductive term, in the most reductive ways possible, a great indication that maybe the stock market is not reflective to the living conditions of the average American. Perhaps that is a good starting point for all of you. Take that home with you and think about that and expand on that information when you go on this journey. It's pretty basic stuff, really. I don't know how else to explain it to people, really. Like, what can I do other than that? That has been debunked. If you knew Trumponomics, you'd know that. Yeah, my bad.